Imagine standing in the scorching Arabian desert in 1960, surrounded by nothing but sand, a small creek, and a handful of mud brick houses where Bedouin traders and pearl divers eke out a living under the relentless sun. Now fast forward just 60 years, you're standing at the top of the world's tallest building, looking down at a glittering metropolis of impossible architecture, artificial islands shaped like palm trees, and a skyline that looks like it was beamed down from the future. This is the story of the most dramatic urban transformation in human history. This is the story of Dubai. Before starting our story, comment your favorite place in Dubai long before the glass towers and luxury hotels, long before the world even knew Dubai's name. This stretch of Arabian coastline was home to something far more humble. Archaeological evidence suggests that the area around modern Dubai has been inhabited for over 4,000 years, with Bronze Age settlements discovered in the Al-Quay area dating back to the 3rd millennium BCE. But for most of its history, Dubai was nothing more than a small fishing village, a place where life revolved entirely around the sea. The people here were hardy, resourceful, and intimately connected to the waters of the Arabian Gulf. They fished the warm waters, they built boats from whatever materials they could find, and most importantly, they dove for pearls. Pearl diving wasn't just an occupation, it was the lifeblood of the entire economy. For centuries, Dubai's pearl divers would descend into the depths without any breathing equipment, holding their breath for minutes at a time, risking their lives to retrieve the lustrous gems that wealthy buyers across the world desired. The pearl trade connected Dubai to India, Persia, and beyond, creating the first threads of the cosmopolitan trading culture that would later define the city. But life was hard, brutally hard, and most people lived in barasti houses. These were simple palm frond huts that offered little protection from the desert heat, the creek, and trade. The defining geographical feature of early Dubai was Dubai Creek, a natural salt water inlet that cut through the settlement like a lifeline. This creek, known locally as Al Khor, was shallow and narrow, but it was everything. It provided access to the sea, it offered a natural harbor for dhows, the traditional wooden sailing vessels, and it became the beating heart of Dubai's trading culture. By the early 1900s, Dubai was beginning to distinguish itself from other small Gulf settlements through its welcoming attitude toward foreign merchants. While other ports imposed heavy taxes and restrictions, Dubai's rulers understood something crucial. Prosperity comes from openness. Persian merchants fleeing taxation in Iran began relocating to Dubai in significant numbers around 1902, bringing with them capital, connections, and commercial expertise. Indian traders followed, establishing networks that linked Dubai to Bombay and beyond. The souk, traditional markets, sprang up along both sides of the creek. The Dera side and the Dubai side became bustling centers of commerce where gold, spices, textiles, and every imaginable good changed hands. Abras, small wooden boats, ferried people and goods back and forth across the water. This was Dubai's first golden age of trade, built not on oil or tourism, but on the simple principle that if you create a place where business can flourish freely, merchants will come. By the 1930s, Dubai had established itself as the most important trading port between Basra and Bombay, a remarkable achievement for such a small settlement, the Maktoum Dynasty. In 1833, approximately 800 members of the Bani Yas tribe, led by the Maktoum family, settled in Dubai, establishing a dynasty that continues to rule today. But the transformation of Dubai from a trading port into a modern metropolis really begins with one man, Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, who became ruler in 1958. Sheikh Rashid was a visionary who understood that Dubai's future couldn't rely solely on pearls, especially after the Japanese invention of cultured pearls had devastated the natural pearl industry in the 1930s. He looked at Dubai's shallow creek, its limited resources, its harsh desert environment, and he saw not limitations, but possibilities. He famously said, "My grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes, my son drives a Land Rover, his son will drive a Land Rover, but his son will ride a camel." This wasn't pessimism. It was a challenge, a determination to build something that would last beyond the temporary wealth that might come from natural resources. Sheikh Rashid began modernizing Dubai's infrastructure with borrowed money and sheer determination. In 1960, he ordered the dredging of Dubai Creek, deepening it to allow larger vessels to enter. This single decision transformed Dubai's trading capacity overnight. He built the first airport, the first bridge across the creek, and began laying the groundwork for the audacious projects that would follow. Oil discovery in 1966. Everything changed. Oil was discovered in Dubai's offshore Fateh field. For most Gulf states, oil discovery meant one thing: extract it, sell it, and enjoy the wealth. But Sheikh Rashid saw oil differently. He understood that oil was finite, that it would eventually run out, and that Dubai needed to use this temporary windfall to build permanent infrastructure and diversify the economy. The oil revenues weren't massive compared to neighbors like Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi. Dubai's reserves were relatively modest, but they were enough. Sheikh Rashid invested every dirham of oil money in infrastructure projects that would position Dubai as a regional hub for trade, logistics, and eventually tourism. This was the crucial decision that separated Dubai's trajectory from other oil-rich states. While others built palaces and distributed wealth, Dubai built ports, roads, and facilities that would generate wealth long after the oil ran dry. The transformation begins. The 1970s and 1980s witnessed the physical transformation of Dubai from a small port town into a modern city. In 1972, Port Rashid opened, a deep-water port with 35 berths that could handle the largest cargo ships in the world. This wasn't just a port, it was a statement of ambition, a declaration that Dubai intended to become the trading gateway to the entire region. But Sheikh Rashid wasn't finished. In 1979, he opened Jebel Ali Port, which would eventually become the largest man-made harbor in the world and the busiest port in the Middle East. Adjacent to the port, he established the Jebel Ali Free Zone, where foreign companies could operate with 100% ownership, zero taxes, and full repatriation of capital and profits. This was revolutionary for the region and attracted hundreds of international companies. The city's skyline began to rise. The World Trade Center, completed in 1979, became the tallest building in the Middle East at 149 meters. A modest height by today's standards, but a powerful symbol of Dubai's aspirations. Roads were paved, electricity grids expanded, water desalination plants built. The population swelled as workers from across Asia, the Middle East, and beyond arrived to participate in Dubai's construction boom. The small fishing village was disappearing beneath concrete, glass, and ambition. Sheikh Mohammed's vision, when Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum became Crown Prince of Dubai in 1995 and later ruler in 2006, He inherited his father's vision, but amplified it exponentially. Sheikh Mohammed understood that oil revenues were declining and that Dubai needed to become something entirely new. A global city that competed not with regional neighbors, but with London, Singapore, and Hong Kong. His strategy was diversification on steroids. Tourism became a major focus. Dubai would become a destination, a place people wanted to visit, live, and do business. But how do you make a desert city with scorching summers and limited natural attractions into a global tourism hub? You build attractions so audacious, so unprecedented, that the world has no choice but to pay attention. The 1990s and early 2000s saw an explosion of mega projects. The Dubai Shopping Festival, launched in 1996, transformed the city into a retail destination. Emirates Airline, founded in 1985 with just 2 aircraft, expanded rapidly, connecting Dubai to every corner of the globe and making the city a natural stopover point between East and West. Free zones proliferated, each targeting specific industries like media, internet, healthcare, and finance, creating specialized ecosystems that attracted international talent and capital. Iconic projects in 1999, the Burj Al Arab opened and the world gasped. Built on an artificial island, shaped like a billowing sail, standing 321 meters tall, and marketing itself as the world's only 7-star hotel, the Burj Al Arab was pure audacity. It wasn't just a hotel, it was a statement, a symbol, an announcement that Dubai was playing a different game entirely. The images of its golden interior, its helipad, its underwater restaurant circulated globally, putting Dubai on the mental map of millions who had never heard of it before. Then came the Palm Islands. The idea was insane. Build artificial islands in the shape of palm trees, visible from space, adding 520 kilometers of new coastline to Dubai. The Palm Jumeirah, completed in 2006, required 94 million cubic meters of sand and 7 million tons of rock. Engineers said it couldn't be done. Sheikh Mohammed said it would be done, and it was. Luxury villas and hotels sprouted on the fronds, and suddenly Dubai had created land where none existed before. But the ultimate symbol of Dubai's ambition was yet to come. In 2010, the Burj Khalifa opened, soaring 828 meters into the sky, shattering every previous height record. It wasn't just the world's tallest building. It was a monument to human ambition, a declaration to the world about the power of vision and determination. Standing at its observation deck, looking down at the city sprawling below, you understand what Dubai represents. The belief that nothing is impossible if you're willing to dream big enough and work hard enough to make it real. 2008 crisis and resilience, but ambition has its price. In 2008, the global financial crisis hit Dubai like a sandstorm. The real estate market, inflated by speculation and easy credit, collapsed. Property values plummeted by 50% or more. Major developers couldn't pay their debts. Abu Dhabi provided crucial financial support, and Dubai restructured, reformed, and rebuilt. The crisis taught important lessons about sustainable growth and financial prudence. Dubai emerged more resilient, more focused, and more determined than ever. Modern Dubai today, Dubai is a city of over 3 million people, a gleaming metropolis that seems to defy the desert that surrounds it. Expo 2020, held in 2021 and 2022 despite pandemic delays, showcased Dubai to 24 million visitors, demonstrating the city's ability to host world-class events and its continued relevance on the global stage. The vision continues to evolve. Dubai is investing heavily in becoming a smart city, implementing AI, blockchain, and renewable energy technologies. The Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park aims to provide 75% of Dubai's energy from clean sources by 2050. New projects like the Museum of the Future, the Dubai Creek Tower, and expanded metro lines show that the ambition hasn't dimmed. From fishing village to global metropolis in just 60 years, Dubai's story is unprecedented in human history. It's a story of vision, determination, and the audacious belief that with enough ambition, even a small desert settlement can become a city that captures the world's imagination. The journey from pearl diving to the Burj Khalifa is more than urban development. It's proof that the future belongs to those bold enough to build it. Please subscribe our channel and like the video. Thanks.